question. Any man could give me satisfaction. A man has to be a man, mommy. Doesn't matter 1 foot or 1 hand. Some of the girls in this island, they're running competition. Some looking for taxi man and some looking for policeman. Well, I want them to understand that no woman should pass their hand, because even some of the men in jail, some of them turning female. So you see, my friend, a man must in their profession. You must use your discretion. No dead man could give you satisfaction. Ayo, whoopsie mama. To be a man, with 1 foot or 1, got to be a. Ayo, wee.
When I'm away from you, boy, all I seem to do is cry. And then when I see you, boy, my how time does fly. I don't know if you really love me the way I love and need you. I hope that we can be together soon. I hope that we can be together soon. I hope that we can be together soon, real soon. Can you make it real soon?
When I think about you, girl, chills run up and down my spine. And if my wish would come true, girl, I'll be with you all the time. All the while, day and night
soon.
maybe tomorrow.
I hope that we can be together soon. Can you make it real? Can you make it?
Can't wait.
Can you
I
make
can't
it
wait.
real?
I can't
Can't
wait.
wait.
I hope that we can be together every night and day. I swear, I can't wait any longer.
Hope that we
I can't wait.
can be together
No, I
soon.
can't wait much longer, baby.
Hope that we
I can't wait.
can't
I can't
wait.
wait.
Can't
I
wait.
can't wait. Don't you know I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Can't wait. No, no. But it's still gotta wait.
Grand risings to one and all. Of all my galaxy family, grand risings to you. Wow. Wow. I just had to just let off some steam. That's all, you know. I had to let off some steam. Wow. Well, we're almost there again. We're almost there again. We're starting. We're starting on to the second quarter of this year here. And we are pushing it right through. Pushing it right through. For all those who are capsulated by the acknowledgement of spiritual time that it is right now, right? And I'm going, you know what, I'm going by a service that my mother keeps up on a regular basis, right, in her religion. Now you have to understand, like, let me explain something to you. You have to understand that, or just to have the knowledge of, like, my mother is going through the process of this Alzheimer's right now, right? But her instinctive nature is to follow that which she has imprinted within herself. Okay, and along with other members of the family, they've been able to allow her or assist her in following certain practices, of which I personally, I'm not a follower of that at this time, but respectfully, you know, you allow them to do what they want to do in their space, and you do what you're gonna do in your space too, right? So yesterday was one of their, well, not one, it was the only thing that they do actually put themselves out for, and it is their memorial, right? Just like how the Catholics would have their what do you call it now? I can't remember what they would call it. That's how detached I am. Oh dear. Oh, don't beat me up still. Don't beat me up still. Communion, that's it. They have their communion, yeah. Right. So they have this symbolic eating of the flesh and drinking of the blood. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? Cannibalistic behavior. And yeah, they have the eating of the flesh and drinking of the blood. So it was the thing that my mother is involved in, and it was their turn last night. That was there, right? And but as I said, my daughter, she came and took her to the place where she was going to do this thing. And yeah, on the return, my daughter was quick to say, oh, everybody was asking for you. Everybody was asking for you. And I was thinking, well, why would they be asking for me? You know? And then they were stating as well that it was, that they were looking forward to seeing me. And I'm thinking, yeah, because they just want to give me this God talk and all them things there. And then she said to me, oh, it's so good. It's so good that you are looking after your mother, and they really appreciate that you are looking after your mother. And I looked at my daughter and I said to her, why would they say something like that? You know, considering, considering, right, that as a so-called religious organization, that they are preaching the unification of everybody, the oneness, right? You know, I've been talking about the oneness. They've been talking about this and how we should be all living as one in all in harmony and everything else. And then they're praising me or stating to me or to my daughter that, oh, it's so good to see it being done. And I'm it's it kind of like, well, what else would there be done? What else would there be? How else would you be? It's your family, right? If you don't look for your family, right, or your people, then what other way would there be? In all honesty, in all honesty, and I was a little bit perturbed, you know, in thinking that they would actually feel that that was something special. And to me personally, that ain't nothing special. That is a standard. And I said this to my daughter because this is a standard. Everyone should be doing this. Everybody. This should be an instinctive behavior and pattern to look for your family's welfare, to look for your people, and your people look for you. And in fact, not only your immediate family, but your extended family as well, right? If you don't have love for your family and you don't feel that love for your family, there's something wrong. That is the thing that is wrong. It's not the fact that somebody is willing to look for the welfare of their family. That should be just standard. 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 And then obviously, you know, when those things just weigh on your mind, saying, "Wow, wow." So what's going on in their head then that they can just sit down there and read the one book and still do not have an understanding of the concept of the person that is characterized within those pages. How could they not understand the basics of that? Right? Every parable and every philosophical statement, alleged statements that they are putting into these books of spiritual guidance that they're not taking on. What is it? What is it that they're missing? What is it that they're missing? Galaxy family. It's like certain people really missing the full concept of what this is. Huh? They're missing the full concept of what this is. Bringing their perceptions and conceptions of negativity. And of course, you know, you will meet people. You'll meet people and they go on like you don't know nothing. You do not know nothing. And then even in the way how you allow them to actually speak in their own way of how they feel that things should be said and done. You allow them to chat their thing. And when they finish chat their thing, then you say, oh, so you've been talking to me for the past 40 minutes. Are you willing to sit down and listen to me now for 40 minutes? Without interruption, like how I was allowing you to speak to me. But I'm not going to come to you with a condescending manner. I'm just going to guide you. I'm going to guide you to your own understanding. And of course, you will show them the historical facts and evidence of the true spirituality before the conundrums of the religions of this modern age has been presented to them, and how the life that they are missing out on can and is still capable of producing a beautiful society of global connectivity, and how families are regarded as the true treasure, the true assets, the true nuclei of existence of humanity, not the financial capitalist falsification of what is being rammed down our throats even now. Yes. We are the ones. We are the ones who are showing them the way. Right? So even now, I know that over the next few days, if over here in the UK, predominantly a Christian society, right? That we are now facing the facts that there are the Asian invasion, which is taking over the political and social constructs of most of the places here in the UK, right? Yes, they're looking to see how they can, how they are going, no, not how they can, how they are going to be changing things in the near future, imminent future. Laws, rules, social engagements. You feel that you are under siege now. Guarantee in the near future, things are going to change. In the very near future, things are going to change. In the near future, things are going to change in such a way that if you do not know yourself, or you do not have a support system that you can turn to, you do not have an independent, and this is very important. If you do not have an independent form of income, independent, where somebody cannot fire you as they see fit, somebody who can control you and say, you know something, I feel that my family could do your job better than what you have been doing for the past 30 years. So therefore, why don't you train them to do your job? And then you can retire. You've worked enough now. It's time to give somebody else a chance to do your job. Mhm. That is what's going to happen. That's it. That is exactly what is going to happen. We're going to become mistrusting of each other because they're going to provide a devaluation of our input, a devaluation of our uh, quality. Well, they're doing that even now. They're doing that even now. Ageism, yes, and even race they're bringing into this as well because it's a very strong nepotism which is happening. In other words, family and associates only. Yeah, family and associates only. But ethically, are we taking the other side of that as well? Are we taking the stance of that we don't need we don't need to be going to certain establishments, those who have systematically been racist in their attitude towards us as black African descendant people? Have we taken any action towards that? I guarantee that the majority has not. Hmm? And I don't mean it in a hatred manner. Respect where respect is shown. Because remember, we are still globalist, you know. We are still globalist, right? Yes, they have declared war on us. They have declared war on us, and it has been a warlike situation we have been living all our lives. All our lives. The other day, I was watching a video. I was watching a video the other day. And when you review certain things that people say, and when you review certain attitudes to how life can and is being perceived, we have said this many a time. When we travel, when we travel with a preconceived idea, possibly preconceived idea of how life can be and should be. Right? You had those Africans and those from the Caribbean that came here, right? Many of them skilled and professionals, right? Skilled and professionals that they came here to the UK, to the Europes, to help to rebuild their social structure, right? Physically, mentally, and showing them spiritually as well. You know, so we even show them how to, as I say, we even show them how to wash their damn ass. You know, we showed them how to even do that, right? Because they still were in their barbaric one suit, one shirt thing, but then we are every day. Yeah, they're still up in that, and it weren't because of their poorness or poverty-stricken lives that they were living in or under. It's the fact that it's the fact that was their nature, or that is their nature. Yeah, they don't even know about bathroom inside Terrell Stone. Anyway, let's move on from that bit. But we had standards. We had standards, right? You know, press and iron clothing, present yourself in the best manner, always. Man and woman, fine clothings, quality clothings, silks, colors are plentiful, food that was spiced and flavored instead of them boiled beef and boiled cabbage. Yes, this is the life that we had brought to this land, right? Fruits and vegetables that were giving life giving sustenance to us as black people, right? Music, music and dance and enjoyment, educational standards that was far surpassing their standard. And now it seems like everybody's at the same standard of their substandard type education. Everybody's at that level now, right? Or they, it's been an accepted norm instead of them raising themselves to a higher standard. They're not interested. Not interested in doing that for the masses. They're not interested. They would prefer for you to exist. Let's put it that way. They would prefer for you to exist. Which is not any good or any it doesn't give you a stead when you step off this island and then you have to compete on the world arena of educational standard and requirements as well. And of course, everybody outside of this piece of rock here is looking for you to be the standard. So do you actually operate at a standard that people would look at you with admiration? You see? Remember, there's many a person who still have gone through the education system who has not even been able to read, let alone grasp the basic concepts of mathematics. Yes, that's a standard. But yet we know for a fact that those are children of the time, and even now, children of the time who come from the Africas, who come from the Caribbeans, they have a higher standard of of education at an early age, which is far superior to what these over here are exhibiting right at this moment. Yes, my family, we have shown them. We have shown them. And then when we say we're going to leave from here, are we taking the same low standards with us to the Africas? Do we feel adequately equipped to actually step off this land and feel that we are ready to take on the global transition that is required for us to be part of the new evolution that is required for the new construct of the society that we are asking for? Are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Where do you fit in the new construct of the new evolution of the development of the new society that we are all asking for? We can come here on Galaxy. We can talk about political leaders' failures. We can talk about how people of academia, their educational prowess, and then and we can talk about how they have misused their educational prowess. But can we talk about what standard we should be hitting? What standard is required for us to be part of the evolutional construct of the future? Can we talk about the requirements that we would need for our new generation or the next generation to be aiming for? Are we talking about the skill-based requirements? Are we talking about the university programs that we should be aiming for the next generational evolutional construct development, so that we can be at the forefront or part of the restructuring process, right? So that we can be part of that. Are we talking about that? No. But we can point out the failures of those who have, and those what was, and how it should have been, and what they should have done. As much as we talk about the past, we are supposed to be talking about the future as well. Galaxy family, we have to be looking and building ourselves. And I don't mean that it's going to happen, that this thing can happen straight away. Because some of us have never even looked forward. Some of us can't even formulate the language that is required to speak into the future. Many of us don't even know what the future actually looks like beyond what others have tried to build. And we know that even if you saw a little step forward, and I'd say a little step forward, right? Even if we sat down for a lifetime and analyzed our journey, and what progress have we seen over our lifetimes, and if we had the chance and opportunity to live it all over again, what would you have changed? What would you have done different? What can you do now? Because even though, there's this, and frustratingly again, there's this preconceived idea of, oh, we've only gonna live 70 or 80 years. 70 or 80 years. Where did you get them type of foolishness there from? Our life expectancy is lower now. Huh? Where you get them type of foolishness them from? Where you getting them ideas there from? You as a black family, the black African family, those who are recognized as being the African descendants, you know that you call yourself the super beings in existence right now. Stronger, faster, more intelligent, superior, supreme beings. Yes. Yes, we're calling ourselves the supreme beings just by performance alone. Just by performance alone. You get a young boy now, a young man, a young woman in their 20s and 30s, outperforming anybody that the world has ever seen over the last 20, 30 years. They are able to achieve records of recognition over the past 20, 30 years that none has been able to do prior to this. Yes. I see you. I've seen you. You don't need me to tell you anything. You don't need me to tell you anything. Right? You've seen it. But do you see in your mind's eye? Do you see in your spirit within yourself that you are in line with that as well? Are you in line with that development, that evolvement, the progress? Do you see your family in line with the progress? We have to raise our standards. Our expectations should be far more than what most of us are looking at. If you are not feeling worried or perturbed about your standard of what you are putting upon yourself, if you are not feeling that little bit of discomfort of pushing yourself, and I don't listen. Look, anyhow, I'll talk about that in a minute. If you're not feeling uncomfortable about pushing yourself, then guess what? You're not having no momentum. You're not having no momentum. Everybody wants to, just take it easy. Take it easy now. There's an easier, I know, a shortcut. But you don't know the full structure. You haven't got the foundation to maintain that shortcut. Yeah? Two ways, right? Let me just touch upon this straight here, you know. Right? Lines are open, by the way. It's 0203-289-6504. Let me just touch upon this construct here now. Age, maturity. They're saying that many of us, they're wanting to extend the age of working, right? For those who are doing physical or mental works or whatever, they want to extend it. to what am I saying now? 67, right? Crazy. 67. And of course, with our capabilities of how we can work, it's only because people are more fit that people are literally living longer. Yes, we are living longer because we are have more understanding of our nutritional value, of our nutritional requirements, right? Exercising, ensuring that we are more mobile, ensuring that we are active. Yeah. And even active in production as well. Right. But remember, when society states that we are living longer, and then you look at where we are from in the Caribbeans or in the black African Caribbean, wherever there are black people are Latino or whatever, we have been living longer anyway for a very, very, very long time. Mainly because, and this is one of the things, is that we are found to be useful. There is no, oh, you've got to this certain age. Now you can sit back and relax and enjoy your latter days. No, no. As you move into that mature time, you become the teachers of life. You become the philosophers of life. You become those eminent gems that people are looking to guide you through life. There is no retirement. There is no end of working life. None. There is no you're not required anymore because you have become obsolete. Trust. There is no end to life until you cease from breathing or your heart is stopped actually circulating and your life force is gone. That is your retirement. That is your retirement. Not what society is depicting and saying, your life expectancy is what? Is 65, 70. So therefore we want you to work until you are 67. So we draw it in the middle. We draw it in the middle. Right? So in other words, we want you to work for your living the whole of your entire life. Your entire life. We want you to work for it. Work until you are finished. That is the future, what many of the UK people are looking at. Right? I'm not too up to date of what's happening in the Americas, but a lot of people seem to overlook the fact that in the Americas, right, they only have, and I still find it amazing, though, they only have, how much now? I think it's 14 days, 14 days vacation allocated to them every year. 14 days. You understand? You see it though. You see it though. Right? And the scales of work The scales of work and pay over there are less than that over here, right? And of course, you know, their financial setup there is basically left really right into the hands of the people to actually manage, right? They're the ones who are managing their finances in this in paying taxes, insurance, and everything else. Right? So some societies they do that, they have it like that. Some societies they take more tax and then they take care of the rest of the social structure in the way of that they give them medical or extensive medical cover, right? Legal representations and things like this as well. But they take it out on their contribution in that way there. But what? But what are you taking responsibility for? I ask you again. What are you taking responsibility for? Here on the galaxy of we.net, this is the preparations for our reparations. The brain, only de-brainwashing station. That look, when we talk, you know, when we come to you, we're not coming to you with no bamboozled conversation that does not work. It will not work. Right? We have to be adaptable as well. We have to be adaptable for the fact that no matter what society or system that we're in, that we can actually thrive. Not just exist, but we need to thrive. What new skills are we learning that is going to be useful for us in our future? Or are we still going to just sit back and wait for a society and system to say, oh, we can do that for you? We're going to do that for you. No, we're not going to do that. Oh, but again, you possibly can do that. You possibly can sit back and allow them to look after. What are they gonna give you on the strength of that? What they give you is what they take away. Yeah, that's what they will do. What they give you is what they will take away. And what you're gonna do then? You're gonna cry and say, "Oh, it's not fair." They're going to cry. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Right? Why am I here? Why am I here still? Yes, why are you here still? Why are you here still? You don't have to be here. You don't have to be part of this. In fact, if you recall, not too long ago, the escape plan was to go for a better life. The escape plan was go for more peaceful life. Have we lost that momentum? Have we really lost that momentum of, you know what, I need to get my family into a safe place? I was reading again the other day, right? A young a father was approached by his son, and the son said, I don't want to go to school because I feel afraid as soon as I step out the door of trying to get to school, and then being in school, I don't know who's going to attack me. And then even to come back home from school, I don't know what I don't know if I'm going to make it home because I can be attacked again or shot, killed by anybody and everybody out there. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. And what the father was asking, what can he do? What can he do? Right? What can he do? We are all looking for that space of where we can go to be at peace. We are all looking. It doesn't mean that you are born into this, means that you have to stay in this. This had its time and purpose for what it needed to do. Where we are is what has had its time and purpose for what is needed to do for what was required at the time. But if it's not serving you now, if you are literally in the middle of a war zone, right? Because remember, our life is not the life of the next person. So even for me as a mature person to be walking on the streets of where I live, that would be seen in somebody else's eyes and somebody else's experience to be an extremely dangerous place, because if they're young, there's no guarantee that they will not be approached, assaulted, or even murdered just for being an age. Right? Just for being an age, let alone to be a person who doesn't even live in the area. That's how messed up some of our places are. That is literally how messed up some of our places are. I cannot understand how we are here as black people, and we are the ones who are murdering each other over the years and years and years and years of this type of behavior. And still there are those who out there who are insistent and feel that it's okay. They feel that it's okay to go out there and murder somebody without feeling that they're going to get any repercussions or anything like that. Just this morning I heard the news of an entertainer, right? I say entertainer, one of these young men who's he's an entertainer basically, right? How he was, they attempted to rob him. They attempted to rob him, and then in their attempts to rob him, his partner at the time was shot at the robbers, who was actually shooting at them, and killed one of the robbers. Now, this is the thing. In retaliation of that robber being killed, they still went after the person who was being robbed in the first place, and they got him. They got him. They shot him, killed him. See? Right? The mentality is to kill and kill and kill. So even in their wrongdoing in the first place, they're still saying that, well, you know what? You was being robbed, but you killed him, so therefore we're going to kill you. What type of foolishness is that? What type of foolishness is that? What's the mentality behind all of that? I'm sorry, but my people, I know that, as a Galaxy family, that we probably wouldn't be in that mentality. We wouldn't be in that mental zone of taking a life unjustified in that way there, right? We wouldn't be involved in taking a life in that. I would expect that we wouldn't be involved in taking a life in that way there. But even if we're not involved in taking the life that way there, it's the thinking behind it that you would actually say that you're going to get up and then you are totally hell-bent on revenge of a wrongdoing in the first place. It's a revenge of a wrongdoing in the first place. Come on. Come on. What type of foolishness is that? Some words. Oh dear. Yeah. These guys, these kids, you're playing with my emotions here, right? You're playing my emotions right now. Let me just put this out.
Vibration is long time I don't see the eye now. Yes, the lion. I just happy. You know what I mean? Hey, yes, my friend. On the band streets again. Yes, my friend. Them set me free again. Their walls could not hold out. So they had to turn me loose. Yeah. Horse could not hold out. Oh no. So they had to turn mark loose. Yes, my friend, me good friend, with the first street again. Yes, my friend, me good friend, them set we free again. How in the world could this be? They have no idea what they have done to me. No, some may think it's a mystery, but I thank Jah. The day I man walk free, and yes, my friend, me good friend, with the first street again. Yes, my friend, yes, my friend, them set we free again. Genius, trial and trail, clean and pure heart make man prevail. For my freedom and you put up the veil. No man they a road shouted on the lane. Riots and few, then he candles burn it through the night. And the tears my loved one shed, God himself heard their cries. Yeah. Countless days and nights with no sunlight in front mine eyes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Many criticize. Ooh, I say, what is the difference? I'm crying, yes, my friend. I know, friend. With the first street again. Oh, let me tell you. And yes, my friend, indeed, them set me free again. The bars could not hold me. Rather, no, therefore they had to turn me loose. Yeah, the words could not control me. So they had to turn me loose. Yes, my friend, me good friend, with the first street again. Yes, my friend, yes, my friend, them set we free again.
Yes, we're back again. We're back again here on the galaxyofwe.net. Lines are open 0203-289-6504. Right. What there's a thing I want to play here, right? And all right, let me give you something on this one here, because it's about the Stephen Lawrence thing. And this is a part that I want to get. Let me just see if I can carve it out. Right. This was towards the end of the conversation that was being had there in the studio, right? And what I want you to understand is that no matter where people are, some of them just live in a bubble, right? I want you to hear what has been said at the time. Right?
Yeah, some people in the room think that.
And this is the mother, yeah. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of people who's out here doing the works. We're not being listened to or heard in any way whatsoever. Right? There's many of us who would love to be listened to and heard. And the thing is that what they would do these hostings, right? And they will get the ideas. They take note. They take note. And then they would formulate a program. They would formulate a program that would show all of the highlights, or they would give speech or sound bites that takes all the highlights that we have given to them, right? And I say given to them, yes, we have given to them, right? So that they can take those highlights and they can regurgitate them back to us. They would take even now, right? If you have noticed, and pay attention, right? Is that you will hear different types of statements and sayings that we are saying to ourselves in around the reparations process. And if you listen to how some of these organizations or leeches, I'm going to say leeches, because they've attached themselves to the reparations process, and somehow they are incorporating the same language and expressions that we are saying about the reparations process, and they're incorporating it by putting it into their sound bites, into their requests. And what's happening is that they are chipping away at the reparatory justice programs and process, and they're carving out their own pieces. And what's happening is that the government is saying, you know what, we would prefer to give it to those who look like us under the umbrella and guise of reparations, and as long as they mention that within there, just like some of the formulations of these foods and products out here, just like those, if as long as we mention it and we put a little piece of it in there, that justifies that we are doing something towards it, right? But they don't want to give it to you specifically. And why? Because if they're seen to give it to you specifically, they have lost. They have lost. Does that make sense to you? Does it make sense? If it's not making sense, right? You come and tell me if it's not making sense, right? Because in so many ways we are being pushed, cajoled, we are being manipulated into positions of what? Of that we are still being held down and back to the extent of that we are not even listened to. We're not even listened to. If they were to listen to us and hear what we were saying, yes, things would be different. things would be different. And so they should be. And so things should be. If you do not hear that, then what? What are you actually listening to? What exactly are you listening to if you cannot hear that things should be different? Have you ever had that feeling of that you're not even part of anything, any society? You ever got to that stage of where you just want to just be for yourself and by yourself? That time of where things have to change. Things are going to change. Have you ever got to that stage yet? Hmm? And if you haven't, have you actually looked into it for yourself? Have you actually looked into why things are exactly the same or they're getting worse? Or you just got your head in the sand, so to speak? Hmm? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? There's no need to put your head in the sand. There's no need to put your head in the sand because what? If we put our head in the sand, then who's going to actually be there for us when we need to stand up for ourselves? And this is our strength. This is literally our strength. And unfortunate to say, in some cases, our weakness as well. We are more strong in our weakness than what we are in our strengths. We've become that animal that refuses to feed on its prey. We prefer to play with the prey. If you if you see the levels that you are actually being perceived at, in other words, just remove yourself from what you are now and then have a true look at yourself. Would you be happy with what you see? 1,000 questions, 1,000 answers. Not true. Not true. You know, this is how many of us are. We don't have no answers for everything, but we are willing to look for them. We are always willing to look, to seek and find. Lines are open 0203 289 6504. You see what happened, you know? Try to be too clever, too clever. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring you back again. No. You there? You there, brother? Okay. Yeah, you did there. Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize. Here we come again, man. Sure. The foolishness that foolishness that, you know. But you only can trip and slip one more. You only can slip and trip so many times, yeah. Right? And yet the life and society is just allowing you to go on through so foolishness that man. Cha. I'm telling you now. Foolishness. They go on like we don't understand what's going on. Trust me, we know a whole heap more than what they're thinking that we understand. Yeah. In fact, I think they are literally afraid. They're afraid to allow us to be to come true in our true sense of our powers and abilities. Right. This is why they would say, okay, then if you're showing exceptional educational standards, they will take you away and isolate you from everybody, right? And then they will still brainwash you and condition you to be part of their society and system in preference to be allowing you to develop and evolve as a free spirit that you are, and that you are fully capable of being. But oh no, that's not good enough for them. That's not good enough for them, right? Just like how we have highlighted recently, just like we have highlighted recently, right? Of how there have been great, great inventors, entrepreneurs, and they have all been either assassinated, or that their ideas have been stolen, destroyed, sabotaged, right? Imagine though, imagine, right? There are places where there are drought, and this engineer went and invented a device that could literally take water from the air, could take water or make water from the air. Hmm? And instead of the government saying, you know something, this would be so beneficial for so many people around the world, around the planet, we should be behind this so that we can end a lot of places that are struggling with water, and even to the extent of how can we develop this so that we could actually mass produce the water from air? How can we do this? No? But no, they sent people there to go and sabotage and destroy the machinery in preference to developing this technological development. Crazy. These are the type of mentality of the people that are there, right? They have a whole society. They have a whole society there, or a whole area there in America. And the person took his device down there so that people could get water. Meanwhile, the local authorities couldn't even provide water. And he's there providing water. And they said they would sabotage that rather than encourage it. They would want to destroy it rather than develop it. That's the mentality of these people. That's the mentality of these people. Take note. Please take note of who is doing this. Who is the people behind this? What the type of people are that are behind the fact that, yes, we would prefer to destroy this type of thing rather than to share it, develop it, and to share it around the world. Hmm? We would prefer to do that rather than you reaping the benefits of getting a life-sustaining water. We would prefer to destroy that. You do not deserve to live with water that is going to sustain your life. That is what we would prefer to do. Yeah. Oh yes, that's the type of thing that's the type of society that most of us are living with, in. And some of them are using that as their thing to wear as their badge of honor, right? That's the type of people that they are, right? I'm an American. I'm an Englishman. I'm a Russian. I'm a Ukrainian. Yeah, yeah. Every one of them has shown their disdain towards us as black descendants, black Africans. That every one of them has shown their disdain towards us. So why are we still looking to be behind anything that these people are trying to do? Even now, they have put them at the forefront of most of the political discourse. Meanwhile, we've been having and waiting for our discourse of reparatory justice for years, but yet they just push that aside and say this is more important. The people who are treating us with total and utter disrespect. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to us, Galaxy people. Yeah, this is what they're doing to us. Yeah, you can't make any. You can't even make these type of things up. Take note of who they are. Take note of who they are and their actions and how they actually do impact you personally. And you will find that once at one stage your paths will cross. And when your paths cross, what are you actually doing to actually say, you know something, I've got to do something about this, or that I am actually going to do something about this? To do what? To ensure that I can do what I need to do right now today. Put myself in a position of strength. Put myself in a position of that there's no way I shall be ever challenged again. Hmm? We talk of kings and queens, but remember, of those kings and queens, they have kingdoms. We have kingdoms. We still have the responsibility towards developing our own kingdoms and provinces right around the world. We still have to reinforce our identifications. We still have the responsibility towards our education. We still have the responsibility towards our development. We still have the responsibility to the liberation of our people and yourselves. You still have that obligation to do that. No matter where you are in your life and what you're doing and what level you are operating at, you still have that responsibility to ensure that those things are happening. So do not allow anything, anyone to distract you from your purpose, distract you from your yeah, your mission. Do not allow anything or anyone to distract you from your vision. Because remember, your vision is your vision, and where you are heading to, you are part of the process, what is necessary. You're part of that process that is necessary. And it's never, ever, ever too late to start. As long as you're moving in that direction, allow your movement to be your mission. Everything will just come into place as it is necessary. At the top of the hour, we should be having our sister Shanice, and then followed by our brother Icon. According to our list, brother Ras Ezekiel, and then Jackai and King. We will be having the Black Father Support Group later on this evening. Right? So we have a full day, full activity, right? Here on the Galaxy Afui.net. Let me see what mail for you now. Let me see now. No. Yeah, I've done you already. I've done you. Let me see. Okay, I can do you. Yes.
On my road, so many days on my road, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. On my road, so many days on my road, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. But they want to call me now. People acting funny now, stepping out on holy ground. A hopeless romantic. Ain't nobody holy, everyone knows it. They can control me, but they want to slow me down. But they can hold me now. There is funny how they show me that they don't know me. I'm just a hopeless romantic. Yeah. On my road, so many days on my road, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. On my road, so many days on my road, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. I'm standing by the door, but it nana. Waiting, but nobody never call back. No excitement, couldn't stay silent. Fake promises, disappointment. Now they wanna call me now. People acting funny now. Stepping on the holy ground. A hopeless romantic. Yeah. No speaker box, they a TV antenna. Can't lock me down, free me, Mandela. Them never they around, but them want me, brother. Me tell them forever, me there. So many days on my own, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. Yeah. So many days on my own, no credit on my phone. I'm just a hopeless romantic. Ain't nobody holy, everyone knows it. They can control me, but they want to slow me up. But they got me now. There is food how they show me that they don't know me. I'm just a hopeless romantic. They don't know. People say, Tim, no, you're my hero. How you do it? Strong. Let them all know there's so much that I've been through.
I have my days when it's true, y'all. I just can't smile. I just wanna cry. It ain't easy. Sometimes it's work just to be alive. But when I think of the goodness that's come to me, it's easier to let go of all my grief. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself that I'm not having it. Just take a good look in the mirror, say to yourself, I've come to fight to quit. So say I'm good enough to love myself, so good enough to have success. What you gain from all your stress, just the freedom to know that you are blessed. I'm good enough to handle my bills, so good enough to raise my kids. Past is the best, and honestly, I'm happy for where I'm at because I'm good. People ask me, am I confident? I reply with every now and then, but life comes down to two things, and that's rejection and acceptance. So I reject that there's no peace, and I accept that I am free. And that's all I have to be, and that's all I ever need. Cause when I think of the goodness that's come to me, it's easier to let go of all my grief. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself that I'm not having it. Just take a good look in the mirror, say to yourself, I've come to fight to quit. So say I'm good enough to love myself, so good enough to have success. What you gain from all your stress is the freedom to know that God is blessed. I'm good enough to handle my bills, so good enough to raise my kids. Past is the best, and honestly, I'm happy for where I'm at because of my people. Let me tell you, and I'ma say it loud and clear. And you listen, so you hit me, so you never will forget. You're good enough to get that job. You're good enough to drive that car. And on top of all these things, you're good enough to have your dreams. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Hey, come on, let me hear you say I'm good enough to love myself, so good enough to have success. What you gain from all your stress is the freedom to know that you are blessed. I'm good enough to handle my bills, so good enough to raise my kids. Past is the best, and honestly, I'm happy for where I'm at because I'm good.
Easy, my brother. Let's talk about it. Don't you know it takes one hand to wash the other? If you should see your God falling, lend a helping hand. The spirit of Jah cannot always fight with man. If you should see your brother falling, help him if you can. And it doesn't matter how small, it's never too little to share. No, and what does it take from the pride to show someone that you care? Oh, a friend is a person or someone who is always near, who can feel your joy and know your pain and know all the troubles you bear. Don't you know it takes one hand to wash the other? If you should see your brother falling, help him if you can. The spirit of Jah may not always fight with man. If you should see your brother falling, lend a helping hand. There were days when the food and the shelter was just not there. No, and my family and friends, they just would not hear my belly pain. If I should contemplate the alternative, is hold the shame. So I remain. I have no one to talk to, And to whom shall I complain? How dare another man brought you for your earthly gain? I'd rather teach someone to fish than give them one. No, yes, a little bit of charity shows carry along. Yeah. But don't you know it takes one hand to wash the other? If you should see your brother falling, lend a helping hand. A spirit of Jah may not always fight with man. If you should see your sister falling, help her if you can. If you should see your brother falling, lend a helping hand. If you should see your sister falling, help her if you can. It doesn't matter how much, it's never too little to share. No, and what does it take from your pride to show someone that you care? Lord, a friend is a person or someone who is always there, who can share your joy and share your pain. No, the troubles we bear. Don't you know it takes one hand to wash the other? If you should see your brother falling, help him if you can. The spirit of Jah may not always fight with man. If you should see your brother falling, in the hell hand. And if you should see your sister falling, if you can. And if you should see your brother falling, in the hell hand. And if you should see your sister falling, just help her if you can.
Liberation. Liberation. Well, this one is for the black. Liberation. Fire burning, keep it blazing, on and on. Black liberation, I chant black liberation. Look all of them are winning a separation. Tell England, say we make it preparation for reparation. Black liberation, a separation. Tell England, say we make it preparation for reparation. Black liberation. I chant black liberation. Look all of them are winning a separation. African nation, we make a combination for repatriation. Boy, the time is now, no hesitate and no procrastinate. Educate yourself, and that's the key when them try to navigate. Babylon now have to see black people, them are dominate. The planet so they read disease and vaccine to depopulate. Them tell we lies and then them sterilize me through the food. They tell the natural black woman say she no beautiful. Racist agenda in them TV shows and movies too. Just play the song you feel the youth in school. Tell them black liberation. I chant black liberation. Look all of them are queen of separation. Tell England say we make it preparation for reparation. Black liberation. I chant black liberation. Look all of them are queen of separation. African nation we make a combination for repatriation. Boy, go tell my family all over the Caribbean. All my black people in the USA to the Brazilians. Put away with petty differences and just be vigilant. Still I see I say time for unify and show resilience. They want to take time and feed that. Them steers the killing and in a France them go repeat that. All over Europe and the police them need that in our neck. But this is the reaction where them are going. Black liberation. I chant black liberation. Look all of them are queen of separation. Tell England say we make it preparation for reparation. Black liberation. I chant black liberation. Look all of them are queen of separation. African nation, we make a accommodation for repatriation, boy. We tired of all the police, them just a treat we all the while. We tired of them on the bus and treat me gonna skin me again profile. We tired of looking alone and treat this family me again decline. I know we here so long and yes, you want me cause I'm fine, you must see man. Both we independent and the queen are still the head of state. The picture on the governor general watch and that you demonstrate. The white man on the top and the black man in my devil. No get the miserable, this a black liberation. I and I chant black liberation. Look how long them a queen of separation. Tell England say we make preparation for reparation. Black liberation. I and I chant black liberation. Look how long them a queen of separation. African nation we make accommodation for repatriation, boy. Liberation, why? Liberation, why? Liberation, why? Good morning, liberation. Liberation, good morning. Welcome, why? Hey. Left and right, that's how it just a come. Left and right, hey, ooh yeah, but and them saying here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior. Welcome the Rasta youths. I and I start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome oxygen. At the general issue in a warning. The people them a ball, say them tired of mediocre. Evil like a fall when we turn in Ethiopia. Believing from down, cause them life not easy boat. Even one can say it's not an easy road. Operation occupy the motherland, calling all soldiers to kind each other along. From creation, he writing out a plan, but chronics can't do it alone. So I'm recruiting soldiers coming from near and far, I choose executing. Selassie I works and the Rastafari choose. And them say here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior. Welcome the Rasta youths. I'm gonna start recruit soldiers for Selassie I army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta. You're not for oxygen, at the general issue in a warning, boy. Waving the banner red, green, and gold. It is such an honor prophecies unfold. It's covered on stones, on trees, and scroll. And even in the stories that Jesus told. Rasta youth must inherit the earth. Can't sit down, that I send me for work. Bring the fire in a room, that I send me for purge. But I can't do it alone. Rasta recruiting soldiers coming from near and far, I choose executing. Selassie I works and the Rastafari choose. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior. Welcome the Rasta youth. I and I start recruit soldiers for Selassie I army. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youth. You're not for oxygen, at the general issue in a warning. Left and right, the soldiers are gone. Left, right, the soldiers are gone. I could have never throw me down, oh boy. Yeah, I will say left, right, the soldiers are come. Left, right, the soldiers are come. Left, right, the soldiers are marching on, boy. Mommy say, here comes trouble, my friend, and here comes danger. Rastafari send me come. I said we sent by the Savior. Here comes trouble, my friend. Here comes danger, boy. Ooh, Lord. Hey, and then say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger, here comes trouble. Ooh, Them crazy, them crazy, them crazy. We gonna chase those crazy bullets out of town. We gonna chase those crazy bullets out of town. I and I build the cabin, I and I plant the corn. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Now you look me with the scorn, then you eat up all my corn. We gonna chase them crazy, we gonna chase them crazy, we gonna chase them crazy bullets out of town. Doops doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Doops doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Doops doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. We build your penitentiaries, we build your schools, brainwash education to make us the fool. Hatred is your reward for our love, telling us of the God from above.
Ready, ready, ready?
Chase them crazy bumpers. Chase them crazy. Chase them crazy bullets. Chase them crazy bumpers on the round. Here comes the gunman, coming with his gunplay. We won't take no bribe. We got to stay alive. We gonna chase those crazy bullets. We gonna chase those crazy. We gonna chase those crazy bumpets. We gonna chase those crazy. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy bullets. Chase those crazy. Doops doo 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 doo. 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 Chase those crazy bullets out of town.
Santa. I'm blocking. So, so we can bring you this education. The rule that every party. One time on the strength of money. Child fight. To the odds of fight. Months of freedom for the game on Santa Macedonia. You dynamite. Some are really out of sight. Doesn't want Santa Macedonia. The Santa Macedonia. You're gonna get to Santa Macedonia. Wrong nation of mankind. Even if you're blind, you got to see the sign. Sound is losing the sign with your mind to make you feel fine. The Santa Macedonia. So since gathered to meet your music, tell me, man.